Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Greg M here with your sports update. Greg M live on the go, that is. Well, this is the after action report of the women's 100-meter finals. And look who's the Olympic champion. Julian Alfred stunned Sha'Carri Richardson's in 100-meter to win St. Lucia's first Olympic gold. This by NPR. You see the author there, Emma Bowman. Let's read what she says. I'll give you my take on it. You see she's celebrating there. She earned that, man. That wasn't no fluke or accident. You know, she earned that. She put down the best race execution and earned that. Julien Alfred won St. Lucia's, its first ever Olympic Games medal, and not just any medal, gold against the favorite in the 100-meter event. Alfred, 23, outsprinted Team USA Sha'Carri Richardson on Saturday night on a rainy track accelerating towards the finish line. She posted a time of 10.72 seconds, making her the 8th fastest woman in history. Alfred sat in shock with her feet, then ripped off her bib to hold up her name high and rang the bell just as she had watched her idol, sprinter Usain Bolt, do so many times. "You don't ever see me celebrate like that ever," she said. "I'm just happy it happened in the biggest race of my career. I'm going to be honest, I watched Usain Bolt races this morning. I watched how he executed. I grew up watching him, and I just enjoyed ringing the bell today." Trailing her after a rough start of the block, Richardson took silver with 10.87 seconds. Another American, Melissa Jefferson, earned bronze with a time of 10.92. Shericka Jackson of Jamaica, who was thought to be Richardson's biggest challenge heading into the event, dropped out of the 100 to focus on the 200, having suffered an apparent injury earlier this month. And you know, today is Sunday, as you know, that ending statement, Shericka Jackson has now also dropped out of the 200. So the whole world know already. I'm just giving my 2 cents. But anyway, let me go tackle this. Julian Alfred, deservedly so. She had successful college career. I think she finished her college career last year and went pro. And you know, she was making the adjustment from collegiate level to the professional level. And you know, of course, in college they run a lot of races, so she didn't quite, you know, was able to pull it together to pull out fast stands for the world championship and defeat and challenge for gold or whatever. Sha'Carri Richardson took that crown. She's still the world champion and the defender for the world championship come next year. So there's always another big event. This is specific to track and field. The Olympics is an all-round event. It includes track and field, of course, which track and field is also, to me, still like the main event of the Olympics. It's outdoors. The stadium can pack about 100,000 people, and you have different events going on at one time that can entertain the crowd. But this is a big feat. What I like about Julien Alfred, I've seen videos where she's bigging up Jamaica. She did, I think, 3 years in the parish that I grew up in, St. Catherine. And she went to St. Catherine High School. I went to St. Diego High School in the same parish. And, you know, she, you know, lived there apparently. I can't remember if one of her family members are Jamaicans or what. But sometimes you have people, other youngsters from the Caribbean, you know, go to school in Jamaica. You know, for the education, of course, and everything, and the convenience. And sometimes is, you know, they have family there, and again, if they're interested in sports, they want to be in a very highly competitive environment where they spend a lot of time, you know, honing your skills and, you know, spending time to work on the basics and prepare you one day for the Olympics or professional career. Because Jamaica is very competitive in sports, like anywhere else, but we put a lot of emphasis on track and field. Of course, you know, we do cricket, we do football, with some of y'all in America call soccer. But Julien Alfred put in the work like anybody else, and she won the Olympic gold. Sometimes you just can't rise to the occasion. The thing about it is, I've always said in my videos, if you can't repeat and execute the same way you can, the same way you did, in the heats, it's going to be tough. And if you're not consistent with your start and have your focus and your mind mentally tough to battle it through like a gladiator all the way through the rounds, and you can stay relaxed even with all that pressure, don't deviate from your race execution plan, you keep it together, you're going to be the one that have the success. Sometimes you can get out from behind like Sha'Carri because you top end speed, but you can't always depend on your top end speed. You can't come out terribly, far behind everybody else and think you can catch everybody. It's only 100 meters, and by the time you're catching, you might look impressive catching up, but there's no such thing as if there was just 5 more meters, right? You gotta, and then no matter what's going on, rain condition, it's hot or whatever, you make the adjustment. You might not get the time that you want, but the main thing first and foremost is to win that title. You can always work on improving the times afterwards in Diamond League races and other invitational races throughout the world, and just have fun and make your money. But I also think Sha'Carri Richardson had an issue where she was locked out along with Shelly and Fraser-Pryce at the gate, and that whole thing, I think they came prepared and their mind was ready, and then when they had to deal with that, the one truck is like right there, and the gate security or whoever it was wouldn't let them in, no matter who they were. And from the stories that I'm hearing from social media is that they didn't come with the team bus, and what was going on was they came in the private vehicles or whatever, and they are staying at hotels because I guess the conditions at the Olympic Village is not the most comfortable. And so the top athletes, they got money and all that with the team and the support staff, and they can afford to go stay somewhere else for the comfort and arrange their own ride. But I can't understand why they were treating this like it was like they were trying to enter some top secret venue that you have to have top secret clearance, and they only had secret clearance. And so therefore, if you don't have top secret clearance, you can't come through the gate when they came through there the day before. And I use that analogy, top secret, because in the military you get different levels of clearance. You got secret and you got top secret. If you're in a facility that requires you to have top secret, you can't go into that facility. You're only allowed to go where it's just lower sensitive, even though still sensitive information, which is classified secret. You can see that, but anything way above that, nah. And this entrance, they were there the day before, and there was no reason why they were not recognized, and the official couldn't let them in. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a thing called discretion. They have their Olympic ID. If you're not an athlete and not allowed to be in the village or a competitor, you don't have those badges around your neck. And those officials at the gate should have known who they were. You tell me you work in an Olympic event and you don't take the time to at least recognize the athletes, especially the top athletes. And even if you didn't know them, when they identify themselves, and if you were working the gate the day before, shouldn't you have known that these are the athletes that was there the day before? Go ahead, let them in. You know what I'm saying? Or if somebody else was already in the warm-up track and they says, go and get the coach so-and-so or another athlete so they can vouch for me. And they're like, oh yeah, she have a finals. Shelly and Fraser-Pryce official come, yeah, she's our athlete. Yeah, let her in. Instead, you tell them they have to go all the way to the main entrance, to the other side of the stadium, half a mile away or whatever. to walk back all the way. They probably had to run, because by the time they finished arguing, they probably had to run just to get to the warm-up track. Then they're trying to hustle up to get, you know, a proper routine of warm-up, so you know, improperly warm up, or you know, you don't have a great warm-up session and you run the risk of injuries. And that's what I think happened with Julien Fraser-Pryce. I think she couldn't get a good warm-up in, and then remember, she only ran like one race before the Jamaica trials, and she, you know, was just trying to be cautious the whole year, because she's 37. She's trying to train smart, run smart, as far as picking and choosing how often she competes based on her age, and just to be able to peak. And I think the whole commotion at the gate even messed up Sha'Carri Richardson too. It just put her in a different mental state. I think anger and all kind of frustration was going on, and she went into the semi-finals just mind just not right. She probably just thinking about the moment, wasn't able to block it out, the incident. Julien Fraser-Pryce, you know, probably wasn't getting a good warm-up, and you know, the rush to get, you know, ready for the finals or the semi-finals was just too much. And she probably was still feeling a little something. She was probably going to run the races, but by this time everything is like gone. You know, the whole situation of not having enough time to warm up just messed with her, and then the muscle wasn't feeling right, and she just decided to make a judgment call for the interest of her health, and not going out there ill prepared. You know, okay, you can go out there and show heart, and you know, but you know you wasn't ready, and then you go out there and try to prove and represent your country and get injured. And this is her last year anyway. Julien Fraser-Pryce, that is. Sha'Carri got 4 more years, but I have to say, in my opinion, I think their mental state was kind of messed up. Even though Sha'Carri made it and ran the semi-final, I still think her mind just wasn't with it. The whole interaction and the issues that she had being able to get into the warm-up track just messed with her whole composure of wanting to have that ability to go out there and prove herself to be Olympic champion. And she just wasn't at her best. She just wasn't able to overcome some things, the frustration and then the anxiety of still trying to put it together. You know, that's just my take on it. I'll be curious to hear what she says about the incident, because they didn't go to the post-interview, race interview. Only Julien Alfred showed up. Melissa Jefferson didn't show up either, probably in solidarity with her teammate, you know, not feeling the vibe. But to me, the officials there should have been able to use their discretion and not be so strict. Especially when you have top athletes like that, you should have recognized them. I can understand maybe they don't have their credentials, and you know, you don't really recognize them because you're just working the event for money. You don't know who's who. But you know, it's such a shame that Julien was trying to, you know, go out with honor and then end up having to pull out the race because of this whole incident at the gate and not having the ability to warm up, and then probably still dealing with being 100%. She, you know, she's not really 100%, and you know, she just decided it's not worth it because she's looking forward to go spending time with her family. Sha'Carri can rebound next year and all the way to, because she's only going to be 28 the next 4 years, so that's still young, and she can compete all the way up to age 32 if she feel like it. So you know, she's still got 2 more Olympics left in her. And same thing with Julien Alfred. So it's going to be a great matchup for the next 8 years. So we have a lot to look forward to. Tia Clayton, my homegirl, she wasn't able to pull it off. She faded. Probably jitters it, you know, first time in front of a big crowd like that at the professional level. And she just couldn't repeat again. She couldn't execute the same way she and her coach planned. And then the pressure was on her to fill in the gap for Shericka Jackson and Julien Fraser-Pryce. That's a lot of pressure for a 19-year-old. Well, she finished in the top 8 in the finals. And Man, I feel it for Talu. She tries and she tries. She always have good early season races, but then when it comes championship event, she just can't get to the medal podium. And then last night looked like she was injured. Yesterday, their time, yesterday evening, looked like she was injured and just had to jog it in. And she's probably going to retire soon too. I think Julien Fraser-Pryce is going to just run a couple of races for the rest of the year. If she's not terribly injured and just have fun, make some money, she might even run some races next year just for the fun of it, because she's not focused on the Olympics anymore. So she says she's retiring from track and field, I guess, or this will be her last Olympics, but it's not clear if she's going to still run a couple of races for the fun, because you won't have the pressure of I'm trying to train for the World Championship, trying to train for the Olympics. She might just run a few races unless somehow she rebound and injury free and she just decide, you know what, let me give the World Championship one more shot. You know? Who knows? She'll be 38 though. Sometimes I think you should just go out when you're on the top. Don't do like Usain Bolt when he came back, got beat for third, even though that was still a good feat because he wasn't even training, apparently, the rumors were. And then ran in the relay and ended up pulling up. And that's what happened when you're not properly training and not in the 100%, you know, healthy. But anyway, back to Julien Alfred. Big ups to her. She actually gave credit again to Jamaica for being involved and, you know, in her start and piquing her interest in track and field for her to continue on. Because I remember there was a story on Julien Alfred, you know, I can't remember if it was one of them YouTube videos or a documentary or something. I was reading a story online and one point she was getting really frustrated with her track and field career and actually thought about quitting, and it's the coach from Texas who told her to stick with it, man, and hang in there, you know. And she didn't feel like it, but she listened to her coach and worked with him, and they put a plan together, and then this is the result. Goal. She beat the best of the best. I mean, some of the top athletes weren't in there. The Julien Fraser-Pryce, Shericka Jackson, but that's only two of them. They still had plenty of other top women that was in that race. And the funny thing is, Julien Fraser-Pryce ran 10.92, and I think the third place finish was 10.92. And I really believe Julien Fraser-Pryce would have actually ran better, but I just think there was some stuff going on out there with Sha'Carri though. But congrats to Sha'Carri, still she got second. So anyway, that's that. As y'all know now, there's not going to be a Shericka Jackson for the 200. So the 200 meter favorite now, for sure now, is Gabby Thomas. Unless Julien Alfred pull off a double. You know, so she's motivated. She's a little tired, but she ran the heats and played safe this morning. So we'll see what the finals holds. Of course, we're going to stand by for the men's finals today. It's going to be another exciting day. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to see who's going to step up, and Noah Lyles is supposedly the favorite. I'm sure he saw what happened to Sha'Carri Richardson, and he's probably thinking, got to get my head together. Okay, you know, he's always talking about depression and stuff like that and how he overcomes it. Let's hope that if he doesn't win, he doesn't go into a state of depression. But nobody have a crystal ball. I don't like to predict that I have a crystal ball or anything like that. I just try to go off of what I observe and see with my own eyes and research the facts and all that. And there was no way I believe Shericka Jackson, going back to Shericka Jackson, with that kind of injury was going to be 100% healthy. And she eventually pulled out. She and her coach was saying that she was going to be fine, but I think they were just worried about, in the end, why go and re-injure yourself? Because you would have to run hard, and running the 200 is not the 100 meter. Less explosive, but it's a longer distance, and it still involves some power and exertion that would put pressure on that muscle. And I just didn't believe that she was going to be able to rehabilitate in time to go and compete for a medal. To be honest with you, even if she ran, I don't think she would have reached the finals. You know, unless she surprisingly, whatever rehab they did was really bring her back 100%, and she surprised all of us. And you know, I like surprises sometimes, but you have to also be realistic. You know, and then if something unusual happens that surprises you and it's for the good, then you embrace it. So our Jamaican women, you know, not having too much successes this year in the 100 for championship races, but you know, that is called life. And there's always there's always tomorrow to come back and improve some things and try again. So if at first you don't succeed, the old saying goes, if at first you don't succeed, try and try again. And the thing is, a lot of these athletes are young enough to go give it a try again. Some are getting older and they only have maybe 2-3 years maybe left in them to compete, maybe some less, and they have to make the decision like Julien Alfred, you know, is it time to retire? It's hard to give up a sport that you love. Just like a regular professional work environment. You know, if you love your job, you've been at it for 20 years, and you know, you find that you will keep doing it forever. And some people work at their jobs for 40, 50 years. Track and field not so much because of the physical demands of sports. You can't work it for 40, 50 years like a regular job. But so that's why they're trying to make their money in a shorter space of time so they can retire and take care of themselves and enjoy life and go and work as a coach, write a book or give speeches, you know. Or just enjoy life after that. You know, start their own businesses or just sit back and kick back. Anyway, that's just my take on that. I rambled on for 22 minutes here now. We're going to be seeing what's happening with the men's 100 today. I'm not going to really give a prediction yet, but so far, Kishian Thompson is looking like he could take out Noah Lyles. We don't know if Bednarik is going to come and surprise. You know, this is Kishian Thompson's first time. So it's going to be interesting to see if he'll put it together and keep that consistency. And League Seville, everybody's kind of ruling him out for not being able to go for the goal and make. Remember, Letsili Tobago is still in the mix. He didn't look bad in the prelims either. You know, and he's a young man, so he could step it up. It's going to be, I think the 100 meter field is still open, to be honest with you. I think Noah Lyles got to be worried. He's trying to be confident, but being a little overconfident might also bite him in the rear. So you better come out there and just get ready to game face and you know, not worried about talking smack. Go do the job first and then talk smack. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, that's it for now. Until later on this evening, we'll see what happens. And yeah, that's it. So we'll see you around. All right.